today we'll start with a new chapter, that is mathematical induction. This is a conceptual chapter. In this chapter we'll discuss about the concept, how to use the mathematical induction and what is induction, and then we'll try to solve some of the important type of problems. There are 3-4 types of problems which basically comes in the examinations. So most important thing that this is the easiest chapter of class 11. So hope it will be helpful for all of you to understand the concept and to solve the problems. In this context, I would also like to tell that we'll make only one video related to mathematical induction, because one video will be enough, because as the chapter is very easy, and I think after seeing this video your concept about the mathematical induction will be very much clear. So let's start with the mathematical induction. Mathematical induction. Now first of all we need to know that what is induction and where does this concept come from. So first of all, whatever concepts or whatever calculations we have done so far, that is deduction, because in deduction there are actually two types of mathematical reasoning. One is deduction and one is induction. What the deduction means from general propositions to, if we want a particular proposition from a general proposition, that means we have a generalized formula like a plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now we can use this formula for any value of a and b. For any finite value of a and b, we can use the formula. So that is a general formula which we can use for any particular purpose. Now if we reverse the technique of doing this, we take a particular instance and if we generalize the same, that means from particular propositions to general propositions, if we want to do so, that will be the induction procedure. So this is the basic concept or fundamental of induction. So in induction there are 3 steps to be followed. I would like to mention that there are only 3 steps. There is no formula in this chapter. You need to remember the steps how we can solve an induction problem. First step, in the first step we will just represent the given problem in a particular format, which we'll show right now by taking one example. Then in the second step we'll write it on by taking a different variable according to your wish, and then we'll move to generalize. The step 3 is to solve or to implement in a general basis of that particular given question. So let's start with the first example so that it will be easier to understand how we can follow the steps. So in the first example we'll like to say that the question states that prove by mathematical induction that 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus up to n terms, that is 2n, equals to n into n plus 1, where n belongs to set of natural numbers. So in order to prove that, we have already mentioned that in case of mathematical induction we will take help of 3 steps. In the first problem I will mention all the steps in detail and I will write the procedure and write the lines which you need to write for every sum. So try to remember those and try to understand the concept. So first of all we will just generalize this one as p of n. That is step 1. P of n, that will, implies that 2 plus 4 plus 6, that is the given series up to 2n, that is equals to n into n plus 1. Now in the first step we have written this and we will just follow the steps whatever I am doing right now. So first of all we have to find the value of p of 1, that is step 1. No need to write step 1, but I am writing it for your convenience. No need to write this step 1. You have to follow the steps, but no need to write the step 1. So p of 1, there will be 2 things, that is one value will be on RHS and LHS and one will be on RHS. So we'll write it like this, LHS and RHS. For in the place of LHS, p of 1, that means the value of n is 1. That means only the first term. Here the first term is 2. So we'll write 2. Just understand the concept. There we are not actually calculating the series. we are actually calculating by the concept, because P of n stands for the number of terms. So P of n, if we put 1, that means only one term is there. So what will be that one term? That is the first term. You need to understand this. Now in case of RHS, we will just simply put the value of n. So it will be 1 into 1 plus 1, that will be 2. So LHS is equals to RHS. Now we can say that P of 1 is true. Just you need to write it in this format only. So we are done with the first step. Now we will go for the second step, that is step 2. I am repeating once again that no need to write step 2, but you have to remember the steps. That is why I am writing. So in step 2, we have to write that let us assume that P of k equals to, just write the same, whatever is in P of n, just replace the n by k. So it will be 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus dot 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 up to 2k equals to k into k plus 1. Let us assume that P of k is this. We are done with the step 2. Now the most important step, that is step 3 for generalization. Now, so P of k plus 1, which is, we have to prove this one, that 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus that is 2k. It will be up to 2k, and what will be the next term after 2k? That will be 2 into k plus 1. Right. Now in place of k, we are just putting k plus 1. So if we put k plus 1, so k will become k plus 1. And in place of k plus k, if we put k plus 1, so it will become k plus 1 plus 1. So it will be k plus 2. Now we have to prove this one by taking the same as P of 1, that is LHS and RHS. So in case of LHS, from LHS we will definitely get RHS. So from LHS we have 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 up to 2k plus 2 into k plus 1. You have to write this 2k. I'll show that what is the need of writing this. That 2k plus 2 into k plus 1. That means the nth term and the n plus 1th term. So we have already stated up to this one. We have already have a value of this one as k into k plus 1. Right. So this is, we will just put the value here. So it will be k into k plus 1. Need to understand this very carefully, because in every problem we are going to follow the same steps. In every problem like this, we are going to follow the same steps, nothing else. So we have to find the P of k part in every P of k plus 1. So we have in this P of k plus 1, we have P of k as this up to 2k. So up to 2k we have taken, and we are just writing the value whatever it is given for P of k. Now what is left out? That is 2 into k plus 1. So we can take k plus 1 common. So it will be k plus 1. So what will remain? K plus 2. See, it is exactly equal to RHS. So P of k plus 1 is, so here we can say that LHS is equals to RHS. So P of k plus 1 is true when P of k, because we have used the value of P of k, so we will write that when P of k is true. So please note it down so that I can remove the, okay, I'll remove the first part. So last step, after writing this, we have to write this one, that P of 1 is true, P of 1 and P of k plus 1 are true when P of k is true. Hence, by the concept of mathematical induction, I am writing MI, but you have to write mathematical induction, concept of MI, that by the concept of it follows that just write the first whatever you have given for the proof, that is P of n, sorry, 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 up to 2n n equals to n into n plus 1, where n belongs to capital N. Please note down the steps and whatever statements I have written here, because I am not going to write in every problem. This is a standard problem. You have to write the steps, you have to follow the steps like this, and you have to write the statements in this manner only for every problem. So if any changes for any problem occurs, then I will definitely mention that one. I will repeat it once again for the last time. There's no need to write these steps, step 1, step 2, step 3. These are the steps I have written here for the purpose of your convenience, so that you can determine in which step what is the thing you have to do. So please note it down so that we can move to the next problem. So in the next problem, it is stated that for the next problem of similar type, show that by mathematical induction that 1 by 1 plus 2, 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 up to 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to n is equals to 2n by n plus 1. This is a thing we have to prove by mathematical induction. Now, first step, what we have to do, that is P of n. We'll just assign this as P of n. P of n implies this one. Now, first step was P of 1. In P of 1, LHS will find. LHS means the first term. So, and RHS, we'll just put the value of 1. That will be 2 into 1 divided by 1 plus 1. That is 1 itself. So, LHS is equals to RHS. Hence, we can say that P of 1 is true. Now for the second step, we will just simply write P of k. Let us assume whatever I have written, we have to write the statement. I am not writing the statement in every sum, so it will, my space is very less. So it will be 1 plus 2, just simply write it like this, up to 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to kth term. So it will be 2k by k plus 1. Now what is the thing we have to prove in case of P of k plus 1? We have to prove that P1 plus 2 up to, we have to write this one, then the next step 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus k, it will be 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 up to k plus k plus 1. So this is the next step, next thing. So we have to put k plus 1 in place of k. So it will be 2 into k plus 1 divided by k plus 2. So we will just start with the LHS. In case of LHS, I am not copying the LHS totally. You just try to understand that for this purpose, for up to this term, we have already have a value that is 2k by k plus 1. So we will just put that value 2k by k plus 1. Now in place of this one, we will just take this one, write whatever it is given up to k plus 1 term. So we have the formula to find the value. So this is the sum of an AP series of the first k plus 1 natural numbers. So the formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. Here k plus 1 is the value of n is k plus 1. So it will be 2k by k plus 1 plus 1 by k plus 1 into k plus 2 divided by I guess it will be 2. So please note down the steps. I will remove this one so that I can continue with the sum. Now if we do the LCM, okay, before doing the LCM, we will just follow this one. K plus 1 plus it will be 2 by k plus 1 into k plus 2. It will be like this. So LCM is k plus 1 into k plus 2. So it will be 2 into k plus 2 plus it will be 2. Simply it will be 2. Now if we take this one 2 into k plus 1, okay, k plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, I'll remove this one. So it will be, if we take this one, okay, I will just do the multiplication. So it will be 4k plus 2. So it will be 2k k plus 1 into k plus 2. So if we take 2 common, then it will be k plus 2k square plus 2k plus 1 divided by k plus 1 into k plus 2. Now this one is equals to 2 into k plus 1 whole square divided by k plus 1 into k plus 2. So k plus 1 is getting cancelled. So what is the value remaining? That is k plus 1 divided by k plus 2. See, these two values are equal. So LHS is equal to RHS. This is how you have to do the calculations so that you can prove the sums. So after proving that LHS is equals to RHS, you just write it down, and P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true. Whatever statement written in the first problem, you just need to copy that one. So this is how we can solve the problems. So please note it down so that we can move to the next type of problem. Now in the next problem, it is stated that n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 is a multiple of 6. It is a multiple of 6. We have to prove this one. So you can get the problems like you have to prove that multiple of 6, or you can get the problem as this number is divisible by 6. Both are same. Now first of all, the step is P of n, which is n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. Now if we apply the same, then what will be the result? So it will be okay. So for P of 1, value is 1 into 1 plus 1. We'll just follow the same steps whatever we have done till now. So it is 6. 6 is divisible by 6. So definitely P of 1 is true. 6 is a multiple of 6. So P of 1 is true. Now just write P of k, that is k into k plus 1 into k plus 2. Now for P of k plus 1, it will be k plus 1. Just write k plus 1 in place of k. So you will get k plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3. Now you can simply write it as k into k plus 1 into k plus 2 plus 3 into k plus 1 into k plus 2. Why I am writing it like this? Because we have to extract the P of k part. I have already mentioned that in P of k plus 1, you need to use the value of P of k. You need to use the concept or the value, whatever it is there in P of k. Otherwise, you can't find the solution. So in order to do that, we are just extracting out the P of k part from this particular part. So now if we take this k plus 1 into k plus 2 common, then it will become k plus 3. So the thing remains same. So this is the part which is divisible by 6 that we have already seen, because P of k is true. Now if this part is divisible by 6, then what is our responsibility? So our responsibility now is to prove this part is a multiple of 6. So in order to do that, we have to take the help of concept of the consecutive integers. So k plus 1 and k plus 2, definitely these two are consecutive integers, and if they are consecutive integers, then if one is odd, then another one will be even. If k plus 1 is odd, then k plus 2 will be even, or else if k plus 1 is even, then k plus 2 will be odd. Now even into odd, that means we will definitely get a multiple of 2 here, because there is an even number. So if we get a multiple of 2, then if we take this one as 2p, then it will become 6p. Definitely 6p is divisible by 6p regardless of the value of p. So this is also a multiple of 6. We have already made the statement that this particular thing is divisible by 6 because P of k is true. Now we have made the concept, we have took the concept of consecutive integers of even and odd. Then we have found that 6p is coming out. So 6p is definitely a multiple of 6. Hence, we can make the statement that p of k plus 1 is also a multiple of 6. So that we can say that whole thing is true. So please note it down and try to understand the concept, because it's a bit confusing. So if you understand it properly, then it's very easy. So please note it down so that we can move to the last problem. Now for the last problem, we'll take one inequality. By mathematical induction, prove the inequality. This one, 1 plus x whole to the power n is greater than equal to 1 plus nx, where n belongs to capital N, that means set of natural numbers, and x is greater than minus 1. X is greater than minus 1. Now the steps remain same. Now for p of 1, it is definitely for p of 1, it is, if we take p of n as this one, so p of 1 will be, in LHS it will be 1, or else we can do the same, that 1 plus x whole to the power 1, that is 1 plus x greater than equal to 1 plus x. Yes, that is true. Just put the value of n as 1, so you will get this one. Now for p of n plus 1, we have to prove, right? So we will just write p of k. So it will be 1 plus x whole to the power k greater than equal to 1 plus kx. We have to prove this. We have already taken this one as true. Now p of k plus 1, for p of k plus 1, we have to prove that 1 plus x whole to the power k plus 1 greater than equal to 1 plus k plus 1 into x. We have to prove this one. Now I have already told in every sum that we need to take the help of p of k in order to prove p of k plus 1. Here also we have taken this one as p of k, and we have told that this one, let us assume this one is true. So if this one is true, 1 plus x whole to the power k is greater than equal to 1 plus kx. Now if we multiply 1 plus x on both the sides, can we multiply? Yes, definitely, because x is greater than minus 1. So 1 plus x is greater than 0. So if we have any number, which is a positive one, and if we multiply on both the side of the inequality, then the inequality does not change. So we don't have any problem with this one. So if we multiply 1 plus x whole to the power k with on both the sides, if we multiply 1 plus x, so it will become 1 plus kx into 1 plus x. So it is becoming 1 plus x whole to the power k plus 1, because the base is same, so the powers are getting added. Basic concept of induction. So if we multiply this one, then it will become 1 plus x plus kx plus kx square, right? 1 plus x plus kx, 1 plus x, okay, plus kx plus k square, okay. So now for the next step, we will write that 1 plus x into k plus 1, that is, if we take x common from this one, so it will become k plus 1 into x plus kx square. Now kx square is definitely greater than equal to 0, because this is the x square part, so it will be greater than equal to 0. Now we can easily write this one, that 1 plus x k plus 1 is greater than 1 plus k plus 1. Basically there is no negative part included in this, so that is the concept behind this. So we can write this one. So this is true. So p of k plus 1 is true. So this is how we can solve the problems related to mathematical induction. So these are the basic types which you will get in your exercises in any book. So please follow the steps, whatever I have mentioned, strictly follow the steps, and these are the types you will get these type of problems in your exercises. So try to understand the concept and try to solve the problems whatever it is given in your exercise. Hope it was helpful. So thank you. That's all for today.